Welcome back to a new video, guys, and as you can see, I'm no longer in cold Northern Europe. I went down to Greece because actually my parents moved here and are living most of the time now in Greece, and they've been living here for like 2 years now, and in these past 2 years I never got the chance to visit them, and now I have some time, so I went down here. And on top of that, I have a very cool video project that I'm doing here in Greece. And if you want to find out what that is, stay tuned until the end of the video, because then I will let you know what this project is going to be. And yeah, I'm already super excited about that. But today I'm just going to take you along for a windsurf session. And here is the bay right next to the house, which is like a 5 to 10 minute drive down the hill. But there's not so much wind here in this bay, so I'm heading down the coast, basically like 1.5 hours south, and over there the thermal breeze should be much stronger. So we're gonna drive down there now and see if we find some wind. Let's go! Alright, feels like summer again. So we're on the way now down to, what's the spot? Nikolaos, I think the name. It's like 1.5 hours away, because where my parents live, it's not the windiest place. It can be windy if there's like a thermal breeze, but there is a thermal breeze, but we tried yesterday and it was like 5 to 6 knots. And down there we're hoping that it's like maybe at least 8 to 10 knots, so we can go foiling or maybe even on the fin. So we're driving 1 hour 15 minutes to Nikolaos, but it's just still feels like summer here. It's like what, 26 degrees in the t-shirt the whole day. Let's see if we find some wind down there. The road is getting kind of interesting, but also the wind is picking up. If I'm looking at the trees, I think it should be at least enough for foiling, so yeah, I'm excited. Let's get to the beach. Keep the beach clean. What a place, and we actually have some wind here. I didn't really believe it when I came down, but it's actually like 12 knots, so it's perfect for foiling. And I don't know how deep it is, but it looks beautiful. Yeah, over there we got Lefkada, so I think we can foil until there. So I'm gonna rig up the foil stuff. I don't know how deep it is here because it looks quite shallow, but my dad is rigging up the Formula gear, I think, and let's just rig up and head out. Dass ich Schuhe anhabe. after watching my dad on the Formula gear, I actually had the itch to try it again myself, and I haven't sailed Formula really in like 6, 7, 8 years. So I had zero idea how it felt. I just remembered that it felt like super heavy with the big sail. It was an 11 meter, and it's pretty rare that you see someone Formula sailing these days, because Formula windsurfing is pretty much a dead discipline, because it used to be the discipline that we did, for example, in the German Cup when I was still sailing it, when we had light wind. So we were doing racing instead of slalom courses on the Formula gear with a 10, 11, 12 meter sails and the 70 centimeter fin. But anyway, this is what this looked like. Time for a bit of Formula action, I guess. I haven't done this in, I think, once in 8 years or something like that. So happy that we caught some wind. That was so much fun. At first I was pumping and it was so hot, and then the sweat was running with all the sun cream into my eyes and I couldn't see anything. And what I did, I went out and like my foil was slipping away, I had spin out, it was very strange. And then I thought, right before the session I put sunscreen all over my face, and then with the hand I grabbed the foil. So I had some fat on the foil, and I wouldn't have thought that it makes such a big difference, because I had spin out all the time. So what I did was went to the beach, took some sand out of the water and sanded the foil, so that way the fat came off, and all of a sudden this feeling was gone. So strange. And then yeah, I tried this gear, my dad's 11 meter Formula gear, and I haven't sailed Formula in, I've sailed once like 2 years ago, and then I haven't sailed in like 6, 7 years. And I have to say, it's still a lot of fun to sail Formula. I think the reason why I don't like it is because the gear is so big and you have to carry the big gear, the long mast, and that's even in this car it's difficult. And this way I really prefer foil, but the feeling of when you're actually on the water and you have the right conditions for Formula is actually still pretty fun, because you have the same sensation like on slalom, that the board is railing really early with the 70 centimeter fin. And yeah, both are really fun. It's just, I think foil is just much easier, so that's why it has like the big advantage now. But I still had a lot of fun to try it for like 15 minutes today. Of course I'm not super good at it anymore, but yeah, it was pretty cool to go with my dad. Had some pretty fun runs with him, and I think now we're gonna eat some gyros, or maybe something a little bit more healthy like the aubergine and all the vegetables. Let's see. But yeah, first session in Greece done. I guess I'll see you back home. Guys, we're just driving back, and now here we have the perfect look over the lagoon. And actually I'm wondering how deep it is here, because if there's like strong onshore wind, I think you can really speed surf well behind here. But the question is really how deep is it, because over there it looks really shallow. So probably you have to stay a bit away, but I think one of these days I'm just gonna take like a sub ride or something and check out how deep it is here, if it's actually possible to do speed runs here. Because that would be an epic spot, because you can just, like with this direction now, you can go downwind all the way with super flat water. So this looks fun. Alright, what a fantastic first session in Greece that was. But now, as promised in the beginning of the video, I will let you know about the project that I have been planning for pretty much 2 months now, and this will be a long distance windsurfing trip along the Greek coast. And I'm super excited to do this. As I've said, I've been planning this for a couple of months now, because I was thinking as I was going here to Greece, the wind is mostly light, as you saw. That what we had were like the best conditions over the last week. So what could I do here that doesn't involve such high winds? And then this idea came up that, like, in the beginning when I actually started to windsurf, I was learning on an old Mistral Equip, a race board, and I was learning windsurfing on that board. And as I've said, it's a race board, so it's perfect to do things like that. And I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to kind of go back to my roots where I started windsurfing on the race board, and actually use this beautiful landscape and the light winds that are mostly prevailing here to do this long distance trip. And there's so many beautiful islands out there. There's Paxos, there's Lefkada, there's Kefalonia, Ithaca, all these islands that are down south. So I really want to go down there, explore all the islands, take my time and take you along for a trip basically along the whole Greek coastline. And maybe I will do it like this, that I do season 1 now to go like 200-300 kilometers this time I'm here, and maybe continue from that point next year to over time go around the whole Greek peninsula. That would be pretty cool. And this trip is actually starting already next week, because now the forecast looks really good for next week, that there's actually some wind like 10-15 knots, so that I actually can get somewhere, because mostly it's been like 3-4 knots in this bay here. And yeah, if you don't want to miss that, subscribe to the channel so you will not miss anything. And I guess I see you then. Bye guys.